This is a common barn owl, and if you're familiar with barn owls, it probably looks exactly like you would expect a barn owl to look. Very white on the breast, under the wings, and golden grey sort of on the back and on the top of the wings, top of the head. And they are found all around the world, including in Great Britain. But did you know there are actually 16 different types of barn owl, different species found all around the world, with over 20 different races as well. And in this video I'm going to show you 4 very different examples of the barn owl. Now we'll start with the common one here. You can see the main features, and they have this lovely heart-shaped face which aids their fantastic hearing. Did you know a barn owl can actually hear your heart beating from a short distance away? And they use that skill to home in on rodents they're catching, sometimes in the dark. They are largely a nocturnal species. They will of course hunt mostly dusk and dawn, and sometimes during the day as well. But they are essentially found in every single country in the world, everywhere but the Antarctic. And so they actually are found in Australia and across Europe, in Asia, and even in America as well. The common barn owl, the one that is the most well known in a sense. Their Latin name is Tyto alba, and this is exactly what they look like. As you'll see, this next bird looks a bit different. As you can see here with this American barn owl, whose Latin name is Tyto facata. Barn owls in America are very similar when it comes to the shape of the bird, but they are slightly larger and slightly more colourful as well. Now, as you can see on this bird, we have speckles on the front here. The speckles and the stripes almost are underneath the wings here as well, and on the back even more colours, a little bit darker, just sort of richer patterns as well. Now this particular owl is 17 years old and is a female. The barn owl at the beginning, which we can compare the two here to see the difference, is also a female. And I'm pointing that out because in birds of prey the girls are usually quite a bit bigger than the boys. So I thought for size of reference I'll ensure that all 4 types of Tyto, or types of barn owl, that I show you today are all going to be female, so there's no discrepancy there between male and female sizes. When you're used to a common barn owl and you're used to the size and the general colour of them like I am, it is quite striking to see an American barn owl like this, which is so much bigger. And even though it's not massively bigger, it's bigger enough for me to notice that. Really stunning bird, really quite unique as well, found all across America, the United States, and also in parts of central and southern parts as well. This is an Eastern European species known as the dark-breasted barn owl, whose Latin name is Tyto alba guttata. Now they are much darker than the American barn owl, getting more brown, a bit more tawny owl colour like. If you look at the back, it's mostly grey but also more of a dark golden brown. There's some lighter patches as well, of course. On the front we have some speckles, and actually for this particular one we know it's a female because of the dark eyes, what I call the mascara effect around the eyes. The males have paler markings around the face there. You'll notice its size is similar to the barn owl. If you again compare them here, you can see back down to that kind of smaller size, and it's about as small as barn owls get. They're all rodent hunters predominantly, and they sometimes do catch other things like fish and other birds and things, but mostly rodent-sized prey. So you're not going to get anything really tiny and nothing massively big. So sizes of them really aren't that different. It really does come down to the colours, the pattern, the actual coloration of the owls. And of course we've saved the most unusual looking barn owl till the end. And just look at the markings on this barn owl here. This is an ashy-faced owl. The Latin name is Tyto glaucops, and they're actually found in Haiti and the Dominican Republic, just that one island. Much rarer than the other types of owl I've shown you. And here you can see very dark brown feathers on here, lovely similar sort of pattern, and a very grey face. Of course, ashy-faced owl being where they get the name from there. This one is maybe a fraction bigger than the barn owl, and again if you compare the different types here you can see the difference side by side. What I love about this particular owl is not just the striking look of it, but also those very dark feathers around the actual facial disc there, creating that kind of ring, and they are such a stunning bird. Now if you're looking for the darkest type of barn owl, that would be a melanistic barn owl, which is kind of the opposite of albino. There's actually too much colour pigmentation going into the feathers, and it is a very dark bird, often commonly known as the black barn owl. It's not really a species in itself, but instead rather an anomaly, if you like, of birthing essentially, which we do get with melanistic and albino animals. Perfectly healthy to be a black barn owl, nothing wrong with it, but see one of them, and they are available in captive care. I've never actually worked with one, but I have seen people hand rearing them before, and they are magnificent looking birds. So from common barn owl right through to the ashy-faced owl, just an example of how varied this particular type of owl really can be.